Hello friends, thank you for joining me on day 3 of our 21 days fasting and prayer, 21 days of intervention. I want to really thank God that you're able to follow this through. And let me say something to you, I'm continuing in speaking on how to fast effectively. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people fast and pray and they have nothing to show for it. So how do I fast in a way that really gets God's attention? There are different kinds of fast. There are fasts where there's absolute fast where there's nothing going in. Daniel said, I fasted and ate unpleasant food. Sometimes in fasting, you can actually do that. But this is what I wanted to emphasize. It's not about the type of fast you engage in. It's about how you carry about the fast that makes it really powerful. So if your fast is going to be powerful, I've said that you must have clear outcomes. You must set out specific time for prayer and specific time for the Bible study. Because in the place of the Bible study and prayer, you're giving God the opportunity to speak into you. In the place of prayer, you're giving God the opportunity to hear you, but also to speak to you. The third thing I want to say about fasting is to make it conscious, to make it active. When you fast, be conscious that you are in a fasting mood. There's this principle of waiting upon the Lord. And when you wait upon the Lord, I don't believe it's I stay in the place of prayer and say I'm waiting. That's not what I believe it is. What I believe it is like a waiter in a restaurant. A waiter does not necessarily stand by your table, but a waiter is at alert so that if you need something, you need an extra meal, you have a choice, you want to make a complaint, just by looking in his direction, the waiter pays the signal. In the place of fasting, you want to be fully conscious that I am in a spiritual environment and exercise. So there's a consciousness that I'm waiting upon the Lord, that I want God to speak into something. There's something I'm expecting from heaven. There's a consciousness of waiting. When most people fast, most people will just forget themselves in work. That fast is not effective. When you are really fasting, there's an intentional, deliberate, highly intensive, inner way. There's that yieldedness to God. And you must have that during the period of fasting. Even if you're working, you're running, you're at the office, I'm waiting upon the Lord. And the last thing is this: when you're fasting, avoid distractions. See, there are things that's going to draw you into the flesh. There are things that's going to distract you from the things of the spirit. The time of fasting is the time to what? To avoid distraction. And let me say this finally. When you're fasting, it's a time of consecration. There's a time for you to say, Lord, have your way. Maybe the Lord has been dealing with you about certain habits, certain thought patterns, certain decisions. The time of fasting is a time of yielding. I love this. The time of fasting is the time of yielding. Yield to God. Let God have his way. And his will and his power will overwhelm you. I'm praying that you will see the grace of God today. If this blessed you, share with a friend, tag someone, drop a comment below. I want to know that this blessed you. Join me tomorrow as we pray. Join me on Monday rather as we pray. During the next level prayer, 6:30 a.m. on all social media platforms right on the screen.